Would you like to easily create beautiful, relaxing, and unique visuals to go with your meditation and ASMR videos? Rapper is an app which was initially created to design beautiful patterns. But since we have the Rapper Dream mode, it is also possible to make beautiful animations. Today I'm going to teach you how you can record these beautiful animations and make videos from them. And best of all, we will only be using Rapper and some free software to record and edit. These videos will have many awesome applications. Some examples are meditation and relaxation videos, as screensavers, as screen backgrounds for wellness centers and waiting rooms, for VJs or concert halls, or combined with a projector to spice up your party. Are you ready to start creating beautiful visuals just like this one? Let's go! Hi there my dear friends, it's Michel here from Rapper. Do you have or are you interested in starting a meditation or ASMR channel on YouTube? If you want to get and stay monetized, you will need to create unique content, both for the audio and the visuals. If you combine the Rapper Dream mode with some recording software and some editing software for videos, you can easily create beautiful visuals which are unique every single time. By doing so, you'll make sure that you are creating unique value, stay monetized, and don't get any copyright issues, as each visual will be unique. This video was created for slightly more advanced users who are interested to work with more advanced software such as DaVinci Resolve. If you would rather prefer to see a video on what is the easiest way to create Dream Mode videos, then check out this video. I am now going to take you through the entire process. We will be going to Rapper. Then we will be picking some awesome source material. Then we will apply some tiling effects, such as the metamorphosis. I will even quickly tell you how you can create your own source material. We will then start using the Rapper Dream mode. Then make a recording out of that. We will be editing the recording in DaVinci Resolve. And I will even tell you how you can find awesome audio for this type of product. Now let's jump into Rapper and start creating. So welcome to Rapper. And let's open the app. And I already have a project in which I have some nice patterns. Let's open it. So as you can see, here are all my source images. Here are some tips for finding the right source material for this type of product. Usually when I'm making tutorials about pattern design, I will recommend you to find minimalistic source images with low amount of detail. But for this type of product, I would actually do the opposite. For these type of almost mandala-like visuals, I would rather go for almost photographic images, although I still prefer to have some more abstract images rather than actual pictures of nature or people. These seem to get more messy results. So in order to get great Dream Mode visuals, I would suggest you to look for images that look more organic, and also make sure that your source images don't have a lot of big gaps in them. Paintings can also work great sometimes, but if they have a lot of texture in them, that may also give a bit of a messy look. And I would really recommend you to focus on the mood and vibe of a pattern, like the colors, the mood and the shapes. I recommend you to avoid figurative elements, as it can distract from the chill vibe, because you are going to look for something that you recognize rather than just getting carried away by the patterns. I've created this source image myself using Krita. If you want to learn how to do that yourself, then check out this video how to use digital artwork to create your own source images. So as you can see, all of these images have been using some type of metamorphosis. I'll show you. If you go to the effects tab here, you have the metamorphosis option, and you can set it to either linear or circular. For these meditative videos, I really like the circular metamorphosis, and I just drag the amount all the way up, but you can also decrease it. It already feels really nice to just drag around the amount slider. So satisfying to watch. Now of course we can increase or decrease the zoom to see more or less of our pattern. Then finally, for the tilings, you can go for any type of tiling you want. But for images created with the circular metamorphosis, we definitely recommend you to work with hexagonal tilings, which you can recognize with this. So the echo honeycomb, the bloom, the Persian star, the regular honeycomb, the pyramid, the clover field, the windmill, the circle saw. However, feel free to explore all of them. In case you want to work with linear metamorphoses, like this, then we would recommend you to work with more square-like patterns or even orthogonal patterns. I'll just decrease the zoom slider and I'll show you some examples. The cross, the octagon, arabesque, the facade, the cross, the octagon, the arabesque, the leather, Cairo. See, they all look really awesome with this linear metamorphosis. But for now we will jump back to the circular metamorphosis, as it's really ideal for these dream mode visuals for meditative videos. Now let's start activating the dream mode. You can do so by clicking this button here or hit the D on your keyboard. So I'm activating this, and you can control the selection motion, and we can make it go very slow, or we can speed it all the way up. But this isn't really meditative, I would say. If it's too slow, it may get a bit boring, so I prefer to have it around this area. So it's not too slow, but not too fast either. So you can get carried away by the animations. Now, if you prefer to edit as little as possible, what you can also do is work with image variation. So we have image variation here, and then you can say update every, let's say 12 seconds, and then give it a long blend time. And it needs to load a little bit, but let's see what happens now. Now it will make smooth transitions between our images. See? By doing this, you can just let it roll. If you have images which work well together and are similar in style and colors, this can go very well, and you can just dream away with this. However, for today's video, I'm going to make a few recordings and then cut them and then add some transitions in DaVinci Resolve. So for now I'm going to stop the image variation and go back to my favorite pattern. It is time to start recording. And it turned out that we already have an awesome tool on our device, which is completely free and that does the job pretty well. Since I am a Mac user, I am going to use QuickTime today. If you are a Windows user, an awesome free tool, which is also already installed on your device if you are a Windows 10 or 11 user, would be to use the Xbox Game Bar. A link on how to do that can be found in the description. If you want to have a little bit more control and more options, there's also some other software which I would really recommend, although you do need to spend a few bucks. Examples are ScreenFlick, which is a one-time $35 purchase, or Screen Studio, which I am usually using myself. It costs around $100 and you can update it for a year. Another nice option which I would really recommend is OBS. This option is also totally free. However, keep in mind, it has a steep learning curve and you will need quite a powerful device to run it smoothly. Now let's start recording. So I've just opened QuickTime Player and have it active here. And now if I go to File and then hit New Screen Recording, you can actually start recording your screen. Here is the possibility to record your entire screen, which I would recommend. Then you have some options here like countdown, saving location. It's even possible to also record audio here. and show mouse clicks or not. And then by hitting this button you will start recording. Now for my previous video I wanted to actually do this, but then I figured out that I run into some kind of issue. Because I'm using a different screen recorder, I'm using Screen Studio, which is also a nice option, although it's paid. But using screen recording software to record your screen recorder doesn't really work on my PC. So for now, let's pretend that I'm hitting this button and start recording. And to actually make Rapper full screen, you have this button here. Before it would give a very large preview, but we just updated it to actually go full screen. Let's do it and start recording our screen a bit. And make sure you are not recording your mouse. I think I'll actually get out of it and decrease the zoom slider a bit, so we can see more of our visual. Okay, so I'm just letting it roll for a minute. And I'm actually already enjoying this and just relaxing to these beautiful visuals. Let's speed up the process. And now I will just do the same, but for a different image. And also setting it to full screen. So I'm going to do this for all of my images, but I'm not going to show you everything. And then we can actually start editing. So now let's start editing our video. DaVinci Resolve has a free version and a studio version. I've personally been using DaVinci Resolve for many years. And in the past I did own a license for the studio version, but I feel that I can do anything I need with the free version. All the videos found on the YouTube channel of Rapper are made with the free version of DaVinci Resolve. Now let's start editing. We will first go to blackmagicdesign.com and download DaVinci Resolve. A link is in the description. I've already installed DaVinci Resolve on my laptop, and let's start editing. In order to start editing your video, you need to start a new project. So I'm hitting new project and I'm calling this, let's say, meditation ASMR, but you can make it anything you want. And I hit create. Now DaVinci has a lot of options and a lot of tabs, but today we will be using only two tabs, which are the edit tab and the deliver tab. Okay, going to edit tab. You can see here you have effects and you have your media pool. The media pool is currently empty, and this is where we can place our files. I've made dream mode visuals.mp4 and some music. And it's asking me if I want to change the project's frame rate. I say don't change. Okay, so now I can drag my video in. And as you can see, here is my video. And as you can see, I've used different wrapper patterns in different parts of the video. Now I want to cut away all the mess. So let's see here. Here the wrapper interface comes. So I'll take a few frames before it, and by hitting this blade edit mode, I can make a cut here. And I use the snapping tool so it will get exactly on this line, and I just cut. I drag it in the timeline again. So I'm cutting this away and just looking for the rest. Here's another part where I'm going into wrapper interface, cutting this away. By the way, if I want to actually cut them, I can go here to the cursor and select it. And if I hold shift and hit backspace, it actually deletes, and there will also not be a gap. I can also delete by hitting the backspace, but as you can see, there's a gap now in my timeline. So I hit shift and backspace and it's gone. I'll just do this for the rest of the video. And each time I will make the cut a few seconds before the wrapper interface comes in, because that will be useful when we are doing the transitions. Now it all looks pretty clean. The wrapper interface is gone and I'm seeing different types of animations here. Okay, now it's time to add some transitions. We can do that by going to Effects, and then this tab opens, and here you have video transitions. Now, you can play around with everything. Most of them are free. For example, I'll just zoom into my timeline a bit more with the zoom slider here. For example, blur dissolve could work. So we apply a transition by dragging it in between two clips and having it centered like this. And then we can make our effect longer or shorter. So this is the blur dissolve. But it's not something that I really prefer. For meditative videos, I like to use non-additive dissolve, which is nice. A simple cross dissolve would be nice. What I also really like is zooming in between shots. So on my next thing, I'll add a zoom and resize it. That's cool. So I'm just doing this between all the clips that I have. Another zoom here. And it's fun to explore all of them. You can slide, you have panning, you have a mosaic, luma wipe. All of them are fun in some way. But I'd rather focus on having it meditative than having complex or like these weird and crazy animations. I actually like that luma wipe. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it's fun. I think I'll just slow it down a lot more. Yeah, it's nice. And here I'll go with the non-additive dissolve again. Okay, so it all looks beautiful, and I've made transitions on... Oh, I missed this one. Oh no, not. I think I'll just increase the size of it. And it's nice to have them pretty long actually, like... See? This may be even a bit too much for my taste. Anyway, it's fun to play around with. These visuals look amazing. Now let's start adding some music. For today's example, I will be adding some music which I've created myself using Ableton. But I'm aware that not all of you will be musicians. A great option to find sounds which go well with your visuals is by going to royalty-free music sites. Some great options are pixabay.com and freesounds.org. Here you could, for example, find nature sounds, meditation bells, soundscapes, or all kind of other relaxation sounds. If you want to find examples on what could work, then just go to YouTube, look for meditation videos, and see what other creators are using. But remember to just use it as a source of inspiration. Keep in mind, you will need to add unique value in order to get monetized on YouTube. You could even add your own voiceovers on DaVinci Resolve. For a full tutorial on that, you can find a link in the description. So now I'm going to add some music. I already had some music here, which I've created myself using Ableton. And we'll just play a part of it. Okay, nice. Okay, for now I'm muting it. So this would already be a pretty nice video. And we have over 5 minutes of unique materials, so that's pretty good. And I didn't spend that much time, so it was pretty easy. Now, what we can do, what I like, is adding dynamic zooms. So if I'm selecting this image here, and then go to video, and then hit dynamic zoom here, what will happen is that it will slowly zoom out or in by hitting dynamic zoom here on this spot. You can also make it linear or ease in or ease out. And it seems to be zooming out now. But by hitting swap, you can vary between zooming in and zooming out. So I've selected all of them by hitting shift and then clicking on the first one and the last one, then activating dynamic zoom. And I'll just swap in between them with zooming in and zooming out. And it gives a little bit more depth. Okay, so I really like it. Now if I want to make my video longer, I could either make a lot more unique material, or what I can also do is I can select my entire timeline and then hold Option. I will look up the Windows shortcut. I can hold Option and then just drag it again. Now we have a nice duplication of it. And add another transition in between those. Okay, so now we have a long video of 11 minutes already, and it's just chill, all beautiful and unique materials. Now I think we're pretty much done. I could still copy this again once more, in the same way I just did it, and once more. And just cut it to the length of my music. And now if I want to export it, then I can go here to the Deliver tab. I hit Deliver. Then file name, ASMR meditation. You can pick a location here. I'll just pick my desktop and hit save. Now regarding the settings, there are a lot of options. There are also some nice presets here. I think if you go with H264, that's pretty good. Make sure the quality is set to automatic, and you say add to render queue. Once you've hit this button, you'll see this is popping up, and now by hitting render all, it will actually start exporting. So I'm exporting it now. And as you see, it goes through the timeline and it's exporting. Alright, I think the video is done. I'll just show you a quick preview. And next week we will release a full version of this video. That is all for today, my dear friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely recommend you to just try it yourself. I hope this video gave you some value, and if it did, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and smash the little bell icon, as it really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. That is all for today, my dear friends. Keep creating and have a beautiful and relaxed week.